Hathaway's home service ambassador. At prg-ne.com.
True local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curve appeal with an Visit Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com. Join us at this year's Ignite Lincoln 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th. For an inspiring get your tickets at ignitelincoln.org. It's this chance to be a part of something extraordinary.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their new pizza bagel with pepperoni and fresh mozzarella grilled on a sun-dried tomato bagel. And try their Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through September 13th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Plus, with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th. See Home Club for details.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today will see lots of sunshine and breezy conditions. Temperatures a little cooler today. We'll see high around 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, lows around 59. And tomorrow, more sunshine with some areas of smoky and hazy. Cool temperatures too, with a high of around 82. Meteorologist Kyle Putnam for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into the drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. I'm still in Grand Island. Can anyone hear me?
Time out. I'm sorry, Raff. Sorry, we are all
Yeah.
all sorts of discombobulated this morning. We got 2 ADs on the stream. We got yoga and Pilates going up on our TV. There we go. Let's try.
Like a
There
little
we go. There's
bit.
me. So you can see in the corner of the screen. We got
Yeah.
a yoga going up.
We're gonna do bar and yoga class during the show. Raff, man.
What's up, brother? I'm done with the state fair. Finished.
Nice.
Over.
Nice. So you said when you say you got blocked in, you mean like literally your trailer got blocked in?
Well, when I arrived on 4 2 weeks ago. No. Okay, so I pulled in the trailer and I can pull out of the area in front of me, but they switched things up this year. So when I pulled in, so now I've got to wait for a couple of things to move, a couple of other trailers to move out, and a tent. So there was no way that I was able to leave at 4 o'clock this morning, which I was planning on doing. So I'm still in Grand Island. Hey.
One more morning ain't bad, man.
Yep, I'll be back sometime this afternoon.
Yeah, one more day. One more day is nothing for you. It was a good weekend though, fellas.
Yes,
Good
it was.
extended weekend.
Did you golf?
I did golf on Saturday.
Where'd you play at?
I played at 8:45 in the morning at Crooked Creek.
Huh.
Which Crooked Creek's not in bad shape.
Uh-huh.
It's been over the last couple of years. It's been like known for not being in the best shape. Now they've gotten in much better shape, and they've taken a lot of care. It's probably a lot of the rain that we've gotten over the last couple months that's been beneficial. But other than that, I mean, it was good. I played really well for me. And so I shot like an 86. So
that's nice.
I thought that was pretty good for myself. So I was happy with how I played.
Raff, did you swing the sticks anytime you were out in Grand Island?
I didn't even bring them with me. I haven't touched a club in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, with that schedule, it's going to be tough to get on the course at any time. I mean, unless you went like at what time did you have to be there in the morning? Like after the show, right after the show, you would go roll out?
Yep. And then I'd be there until the evening, and then I'd have to do 2 hours of paperwork. So I was fair. But now I'm ready to get back to Lincoln, Nebraska, watch some college football, watch some NFL football. I'm dedicating my life to football.
Thursday's the big day.
Yes, it is.
Thursday, man. NFL football begins, and it's the Lions versus the Chiefs on Thursday. So I might have to wear the DeAndre Swift jersey out in Colorado.
Oh yeah. I can't wait until football starts, man. Pro football. Also got our college feel. We played, me and some buddies played early. We played at 7:15 Sunday morning at Bentry in Council Bluffs. That course is hard.
Really?
Hard.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's called Bentry. It's just right over the bridge, basically. So if almost like you're going to so you go past the boats.
Yep.
And you hook over into Council Bluffs, go east another maybe about 10 miles. And it's Bentry, right off a little highway there.
Wow.
Nice course, man. Shot good. Shot 89. I was very happy with that.
Yeah.
Didn't lose a ball.
Wow. That's a accomplishment in its own right. There we go.
Yeah.
Struggling to find words today, guys. Our weeks are going to be so messed up. I don't know about you guys. I mean,
it's going to be crazy.
It's Tuesday already. It feels like a Monday. It's a Tuesday.
Yesterday felt like a Saturday to me.
Yes.
It felt like a Saturday. Raff asked if I was going to play golf yesterday. If I was going to play yesterday with my sons, Aiden ended up not playing because he was at the lake with some buddies a few days prior. He played a lot. He's like, I'm done. And Keenan played at 12:45, and I'm like, no, I'm not playing at 12:45, man.
That's hot.
Yeah, I was just like, no. So it's a good day to get some things done around the house and get ready for the week. This is the first Tuesday I think in 8 weeks that I've not been on an airplane.
That's great.
And I'm so happy.
Yeah.
So no travel this week, but then I'm gone the whole week next week.
Gone from the show or just gone?
I think I'll sneak a few on there. I'll be in several parts of North Dakota the entire week. It's like the North Dakota Bankers Association week. So I'll be like in where am I going to be at up there? What's the one that starts with a B? I always forget. Bismarck. Yeah, I was going to say Bitcoin. Bismarck. Yeah,
I don't even want to talk about Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, there'll be a few other places, man.
Why not, Raff?
Did you invest in Bitcoin?
What do you got? What do you got going? What's wrong with Bitcoin?
It wasn't the Bitcoin that got me. It was the one named after a dog. Didn't treat me too well. I was supposed to be my nest egg, and I think I lost it all. It's gone. All over.
That's really not leaving a spot.
Yeah, that doesn't really tell us a whole lot, man.
That was like one of your social media posts.
Yeah, we don't.
Like, what do you mean?
Dogecoin. Dogecoin, that's what it was.
So not a dog. So not a dog.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it was a dog. It wasn't it a picture of a dog? I don't know.
No idea.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not
no
sure.
idea.
But
well, guys, I tell you what I am sure about. I'm sure that Duke whooped that tail on Clemson last night, which we'll get into that as well. Folks, we got so much stuff to get into this week. It is college football is on.
Yeah.
It is rolling. There were so many games this weekend that were interesting and was capped off last night with Duke taking Clemson out behind a woodshed. It was the first time Duke had beat a top 10 team since 1989. First time they beat a top 10 team since 1989. They didn't just beat Clemson. They wore that tail out. Of course, Thursday opens up with your Detroit Lions versus the KC Chiefs. Nick, do you think they carried over to this year?
Yes.
That same momentum?
Yeah.
Because we some dogs.
Yes. Yeah.
We some dogs.
Jamal Williams isn't there
He's
anymore,
gone.
unfortunately. As unfortunately Jamal Williams isn't there anymore. However, they get Jahmyr Gibbs with the 12th pick in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they actually came out and said that they're going to use him ways in certain situations that people don't like and don't think about. So I think they're going to use him. He's one of the better.
What do you mean by that?
He's one of the better receiving backs in that, not only in that draft but now in the league, that he is going to be used as a receiver. He's going to be lined up in the slot. They're going to line him up.
A little bit of work done action back in the day.
And so now, because they also got David Montgomery, they traded for David Montgomery, or I can't remember if they traded or signed him in free agency from who used to be the lead back for the Chicago Bears. So there's a way that they can have both those guys out there and use Jahmyr Gibbs as a weapon, the rookie from Alabama. So Amon-Ra St. Brown is good. He's back. Jameson Williams has to sit out for a suspension because of gambling. But hey, Jared Goff is working on an extension with the Lions. So here we are. They found their franchise quarterback.
Okay. Raff, a few text messages here. Says Craig says, tell Raff to start singing. It will scare everyone out of bed. Trailers will be moving in 5 minutes.
I
Pecan
never thought
Pie
about
wants to
that.
know yeah, just start singing, man. Just start singing Raff's Good Take, and they will be taking their key.
Good take.
Yeah.
Raff's
Pecan Pie
Good
says,
take.
where's Raff's next gig?
Probably
Right.
Nebraska City, probably.
When's that?
Oh, a couple weeks.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
American Nightmare. This show's off to a better start already. Felt like I was on Colorado Station for 2 hours. How much those guys hyped up. We'll talk Colorado because they're part of the landscape. But we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah,
man. We got a lot to discuss today.
There's a lot.
Another thing I thought was interesting to discuss today. This is I'm just kind of jotting down notes over the whole weekend, man. There was a lot of stuff going on, man. The touching movement that took place in Virginia. They had flowers I think on the first, the 1 yard line, 15-yard line, and 41-yard line for Lavelle, Devin, and Deshaun. I didn't realize that was Virginia's first game since November of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they didn't play their
took
last
the weeks
game.
off.
Yeah, I knew that they took one. I didn't know they took two off. So they opened up against Tennessee, lost against Tennessee on their home opener. But I thought that was a beautiful sentiment by Tennessee. And it was Tennessee's idea as they put flowers on the 1 yard line, 15 and 41 for the respective numbers of those young men that were killed. And Mike Hollins, the running back for Virginia, was also, was shot, but was able to play. It came back from a tragic situation. Which was, man, that was rough, man. That was rough. Then Eastern Michigan had a very touching story. One of the offensive linemen gave up his scholarship to give to one of the walk-on guys who was busting his tail doing landscaping and some other work to pay to make ends meet. So a lot of things in college. Dude, that's why I just love college football season, man. I mean, think about it, y'all. Is there any other season? I mean, it's no Christmas. We're holiday, but man, football season to me is like Christmas for like 5 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like it, man.
No, I mean, I agree. And there were so many. There was a couple blowouts this weekend, but there were a lot of good games. And I also did enjoy for this 1 week that we don't have NFL football on Sundays and Mondays. I enjoy the idea that college football now spanned from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Is Thursday night's games on Amazon again?
Yes, I believe
Yes.
so.
I sure hope that the teams are better.
Well, it's the Lions and Chiefs week 1.
Well, that's a good
so-
one.
so
Exactly.
that's a good one.
Okay, I was just curious what next. So it's not going to be Amazon again. That'd be good.
I mean, maybe there's a chance that NBC is carrying it. I mean, I can really quickly look it up. Speaking of NFL on Thursday, Captain Redbeard says I'm going to be out in Donkey Country Thursday repping my Chiefs. So how about that? So out in Denver Broncos country, but not with the not supporting the hometown team there.
Come on.
Raff, did you see anybody you knew at the fair this past 10 days?
Yeah, I saw a few people, not a whole bunch, but every once in a while I'd run across somebody that I knew or recognized, so yeah, it was all right. It was 2 weeks of fun and excitement. I'm glad it's over now. I'm not gonna lie, it's a grind.
Raff is just full of emotion today. By the way, the game on Thursday is on NBC.
NBC. Okay.
Yeah, I thought maybe since it was the kickoff, it might be, but I thought, yeah, I'm spent. I mean, it was 2 week grind. All I could think about was lottery and paperwork, and now I'm just ready to.
Boy, that's called, Raff. It's called work.
What you get paid to do.
Oh,
that's what most people do. It's
but
called
this is
work.
20.
It's called a job.
This is 24/7. This isn't work for 8 hours and then you're off. It's constantly. I'm just. Are
you trying to convince yourself for us, Raff? Because I think what you're trying
no,
to say.
I'm letting you guys and the listeners know there's been some question of my work and my work ethic, and I just want to let everyone know that nobody works harder than I do. I mean, I'm a grinder.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
that
Raff,
is just
Raff,
blasphemy.
I cut you off, Raff. Go ahead, send us to break.
Raff will not work again until like May.
He's got a couple weeks. He's got a couple weeks until Nebraska City.
Oh, we got Tommy said, I want to be the first official Rav fan. Rav's roadies. Well, buddy, you're not going to be on the road often. So
yeah, you will. We'll just take a bunch of breaks and a lot of stops.
Yeah, 4 weeks out of the year, you got to have 2 weeks in Kearney and 2 weeks at the state fair. It's
and
the worst thing ever.
Yeah, the rest is golf and chilling.
Yep. Worst thing ever.
Raff's Roadies, it has to begin. If you want to join Raff's Roadies, just let me know. Join the movement.
Oh, man. Folks, we'll be right back. We've got a lot of scores to discuss. We've got that team out west that we're going to be playing against. Of course, Colorado goes into TCU and beats them, upsets them 42-38? 42-38 there outside Fort Worth. So a lot to talk about with there. What does Nebraska have to do? This game has been magnified a billion times now with the result of Colorado beating TCU, which they were favored to lose by 20. So we'll talk about that. Got a lot to discuss on this Tuesday, as I almost said Monday. On this Tuesday, it's only about 4 sleeps until we head to Boulder. We'll be right back, folks. The Drive, 937 a ticket.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come with both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln, or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through September 13th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Plus, with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th. See Home Club for details.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their new pizza bagel with pepperoni and fresh mozzarella grilled on a sun-dried tomato bagel. And try their Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Join us at this year's Ignite Lincoln 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th for an inspiring night of stories that spark change. Get your tickets at ignitelincoln.org. Don't miss this chance to be a part of something extraordinary.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket It is Tuesday. It is Colorado week. We had a great week 1 of college football. It's just good to be back. Football.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, sir, it is definitely good to be back, my bro. My bro, it is good to be back. It is good to be back. I'm gonna tell you who is not gonna be back for a while, I don't think, and that's the Oregon State Ducks mascot. That
yeah. Oregon Ducks. Man.
Oregon Ducks, man.
They scored 81 points. Raff, did you see anything about this?
No. Do you have to do a lot of push-ups?
They scored 81 points, and they do the push-ups every single time they score. The man had to do 546 push-ups on Saturday.
It was ridiculous, man. That duck looked like it was just like, man, stuff me. I'm done. Put me on the dinner table. I want no more rest of this mess. If you're okay, I looked at some of those scores. Okay, let's get with these blowouts. Okay, so you had Oregon, of course, that hung 81 points
on Portland State.
Nick, what do you even tell your players this week?
Well,
man?
I mean, here's the thing with Portland State, you don't go into that game expecting to win.
But you ain't expecting to get beat by almost
you're not expecting to get
century either.
But it makes it better when you come away with a $1.4 million check.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're like, hey, that you know what, that funds a pretty good chunk of stuff for I'm sure Portland State. So just strap it on. Here we go. Next week. Let's do it.
Next week.
I mean,
on to the next.
That's what's crazy about. I mean, that's why it's always so funny when like Georgia Southern comes to Nebraska, or you have other situations. Well,
I wouldn't say Georgia Southern because they came in and beat us.
But no, I'm saying like Northern.
They beat us and took our money.
Like Northern Illinois just beat a Power 5 team on the road. I'm blanking on who it was. Northern Illinois just beat a Power 5 team on the road, and they are getting like a $1.1 million check for going on the road and getting it. And then, it's so like what's crazy is, guys, what I'll say, the more that we have the games like the Wyoming versus Texas Tech, where the Power 5 school travels to a lower school, those days are dwindling away.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because now Texas Tech didn't get a whole lot of money for going to Wyoming, and now they come back with a loss. Now they come back with a loss, right? So nobody's, there's Nebraska's traveled to Laramie a couple of times, but nobody's going to be searching for, hey, yeah, let's do a home and home series against Wyoming, or a home and home series against, I don't know, Northern Illinois or Memphis. Like nobody's going to be doing that. So then you're going to have those teams having to always come to Nebraska, always having to go to Texas Tech, to Texas, things like that, because no Power 5 school is going to want to go to those lesser schools.
No. Well, yeah, Georgia and their cupcake schedule putting the beat down on UT Martin 48-7. Michigan took care of business against East Carolina 30-3. They took care of business and was just kind of like, yeah, we're done. We did enough. We're good. Ohio State, I tell you what, Tom Allen had those guys banging for a while. Ohio State's got some questions to answer offensively.
Yeah.
Was their offense that far behind? Let me ask you guys, was Indiana's defense that good?
I mean, the duo receiver of Emeka Egbuka and Marvin Harrison Jr. had a combined, 5 catches for 35 yards, and no touchdowns.
Stover, the tight end, was the leading receiver with 5 catches for 89 yards.
So that's a more, I think, of an Ohio State issue, because nobody in the country is truly capable of guarding those two dudes.
Here's what I'm going to say: Ohio State will figure it out. That's one thing I can assure you. Raff, what do you say, man?
Yeah, no, I say the same thing. I think that's more of an Ohio State thing than unless Indiana's. I mean, Indiana, they were Tom Allen. He was looking at first bus out of town, and so maybe he's turned it around. But I'd say it's probably more Ohio State than it is Indiana.
Yeah, I would agree with that, man.
How about this though, guys? Did you guys pay attention to the Ohio State Indiana game at all? It was on CBS.
Yeah.
How wild was it to hear Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson on CBS calling the Big Ten?
It was different.
Very, very.
It was
strange.
very different. It was very different.
Because then you had a half full stadium in Bloomington, Indiana, where they were at, instead of a gigantic cathedral of college football.
Right.
That's the SEC. It
was different, man.
Bloomington and Indiana, and it's an Ohio State Indiana game.
They were probably like, "What is this, a scrimmage?"
True that.
I didn't know it was the spring game today.
And a sparsely attended one at that.
Here's this, guys, before we have to go to break. Aaron says, your guys' audio is terrible. Speak into the mics better, please.
He said on the app, I think.
Yeah,
right?
over the app. Volume cuts in and out. Not AD, but Nick and Raff. Please and thanks. Aaron, we're doing nothing different than we do every single day. So I'm not sure what to say.
Maybe,
and I got
Aaron,
my AirPods. These things are amazing.
Exactly. So
Aaron, let us know what maybe location you're listening from.
Yeah, like refresh the app. Because we're fully speaking into the mics. We're not doing anything different than we do.
We'll double check ours on the break. Thanks for letting us know, my man.
Every single day here. So
before we go to break, I'm definitely come back with some more scores when we come back. Before we go, Alabama took care of Middle Tennessee State, non-shocker, 56-7. USC handles business against Nevada, 66-14. Penn State tussled a little bit with West Virginia, man. They tussled a little bit, and then depth and talent took over. Penn State beats West Virginia 38-15. Washington puts the beat down on Boise State 56-19. I was surprised to see Boise State get beat that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd be more of a 14-point game.
Michael Penix Jr. looked pretty legit.
Yes, he did. 450 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. He did not miss a beat. Mm-hmm. Texas puts the beat down 37-10 on Rice. They got a big game coming up this week at visiting Alabama, which is a big one. Tennessee had no problems with Virginia, 49-13. Again, they had a beautiful gesture, putting the roses on the different yard markers to recognize those players who were tragically gunned down last year for Virginia. And Notre Dame, your boy Freeman keeps getting it done, right? I mean, Nick, 56-3.
Notre Dame's a playoff team. And as bad as
I wouldn't say that against Tennessee State. That'd be like playing you and Raff on a pickup game.
It would be. It is. But they're taking care of business the way they're supposed to.
They are.
Against
that is being said true.
They have a really good running game, right? And then they also have now a really good quarterback. It's not Jack Cohn or Drew Pine back there for Notre Dame. Now it's the best transfer college quarterback in all of college football last year, in Sam Hartman. So they brought him in.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Estime
estimated a lot of yards, 13 carries, 116 yards, tough yards too. Thomas had 4 catches, 62 yards, and Hartman had a solid game. 194 yards passing, 2 TDs. They just did what they're supposed to do. I think those guys played a half and they were done. They got a series or two maybe in the third, and there was a wrap after that. So,
but now Notre Dame's schedule, if you look at it, they have Ohio State and they have USC on that schedule. If Ohio State travels to South Bend, so they'll go to Notre Dame. Yeah. If Ohio State plays the way that they played against Indiana,
they in trouble.
Notre Dame's going to have their way against them.
They in trouble,
right? They're going to have their way. So Ryan Day has to figure out a couple things because guys, they wanted to fire him for not beating Michigan the last 2 years.
Which is, to me, just absolutely ridiculous.
And if Michigan against East Carolina won the way they were supposed to, but if they get their ground game going, JJ McCarthy is legit.
Yeah.
So, that could be real interesting for Michigan, Ohio State near the end.
It's going to be interesting. That's why I love, again, I just love college football, man. It's back. We got these things to discuss. We're going to discuss more. We're going to take a quick break. Before we go to the break, of course, Wisconsin takes care of Buffalo. Raff, they hung in there for a little bit, though, man. That game, that's
at halftime. It was a game at halftime.
Yes, it was. That's why that score is not indicative. But it goes, Raff, Wisconsin just shows you the depth that they have, man. They didn't really, what's his name? Big Boy didn't run crazy on them either.
Well, they had 2 guys go for over 100 though. Braylon Allen and then their other guy.
Braylon Allen. Yeah.
Ches
Malusi. There you go. Yeah. And Braylon, that dude leans on you long enough. Those big linemen that Wisconsin always has. A team that's talented like Buffalo just doesn't have the depth and the size of a Wisconsin does. But they definitely held their own, that's for sure. Folks, we'll be right back. It's The Drive with AD and Raff. We'll discuss some more football scores from this weekend. Of course, Nebraska has a certain game they play and has a lot of eyes on it as a result of what took place this past weekend. We're right back. 90.7 a ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their new pizza bagel with pepperoni and fresh mozzarella grilled on a sun-dried tomato bagel. And try their Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want, because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through September 13th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Plus, with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th. See Home Club for details.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Coppell. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM certified used inventory is filling up fast. So make that money-saving drive to Coppell. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at coppellcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The link forecast for today will see lots of sunshine and breezy conditions. Temperatures a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, low of around 59. And tomorrow, more sunshine with some areas of smoking and haze. Cool temperatures too, with a high of around 82. Meteorologist Kyle Putler for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering hot financing on all new compact tractors. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 84 months when you buy any new John Deere compact tractor. And with a variety of attachments, you'll make quick work of chores around your acreage. From mowing to grading and moving large loads, Acres has a John Deere tractor to handle your toughest projects. Don't delay. Visit your local Acres store to take advantage of this great offer. Acres, solutions for every field. Offer expires September 30th, 2023, subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bearschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bearschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. I just finished watching the video of the Manning cast. Eli and Peyton are interviewing to have the third host on the Manning cast, but it looks like nobody was able to post the tryout or make it through the tryout auditions. At the end of the video, they left Tom Brady and a dog out in the chair waiting in the waiting room to interview to be on the third person on the Manning cast. And Brady calls and says that he never got hired to be on the Manning cast, so he'll be returning back to play football. Your videos are so funny.
Raff, do you still believe that Tom Brady's going to play this year?
Yes.
Oh, you know the season starts Thursday, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, we're getting a lot of messages saying the app work sounds fine on theirs, no issues. So again, I'm not sure who that was that sent that in.
Aaron.
So Aaron, I hope it works. I hope it's listening for you better now. We haven't had any other issues with anybody else. Bijo says, "Why do you guys always pick on Raff? He's a good guy." Yeah, Raff's a good guy. Raff just says some things off air that you guys don't hear that we kind of he kind of lights the match sometimes and says, "How did this fire start?"
I say everything on air that I say off air. I say that I'm the best guy I know. I say I'm the coolest guy I know.
Also, Bijo, you don't understand what you just did for Raff's ego. So thanks,
Bijo. You're a member of Raff's Roadies. You're in the group.
Also, Raff, that's not a hashtag.
Oh boy.
Raff's Roadies is not a hashtag.
Yes, it is. Hashtag Raff's Roadies.
No,
yes,
not.
it is. I've created it.
No, that's not how hashtags work.
No,
that's not how hashtags work.
Bijo, this is somewhat why. Rick Nichols, I'm just gonna say it.
No,
I'm just gonna say it.
Don't throw me under the bus.
I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm just gonna say Nick was saying that sometimes when you call yourself the greatest, there's probably some issues when you say I'm the best guy that I know. You know, when you say I'm the best guy that I know,
It just shows that you don't know a lot of people. It's okay.
Wow. Ralph's Roadies. Hashtag Ralph's Roadies.
Oh boy. How about hashtag more scores from this past weekend? More scores from this past weekend. Oklahoma put the beat down Arkansas State. And I think Venables knows he better be blowing teams out because his seat was a tad, I'm not saying it was hot, but there was some discontent. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say warm. I'm going to say discontent with Venables last year. 73-0. North Carolina was banging back and forth with South Carolina 31-17. Ole Miss beat the smoke out of Mercer. A&M, that's another guy that better make sure he's get it together.
Yeah.
Beats New Mexico 52-10. Tulane 37-17 over South Alabama. Iowa. Now, here's what I want to get. That's why I can wait to get this one. What does that mean for Ferentz? He was supposed to score 25 points a game, was pending on his contract. He scored 24.
It's going to
Raff
be
and Nick, let me know.
It's going to be inevitable. Even if he passes that mark, he's going to get fired. It's a new AD.
It's not his dad's golfing buddy.
It's exactly. He's done after this.
Raff, did you realize? Yeah, I know you realize that part of his contract, correct?
Oh, it averaged 25 a game.
Yeah. And they scored
Well,
24, 14.
If they win, they're going to be fine. I mean, like we always say, winning solves everything. If you're winning, I don't think they're going to flip out over.
I don't
how
know
much
if that's part of it. I think they have to score 24. So it's going to be interesting, man. And I think, Raff, the reason why he did it that way, because he wants to get rid of him.
Yeah, well,
which I don't blame him.
It's a new athletic director, right?
Yeah, ain't the same one.
Gary Bart is no longer there anymore. So there's other things going on there. So
dude, Ralph's Roadies is taking off.
Oh,
yeah,
Joe, that's one of the reasons
it
right
looks
there.
like Thunder Not Collins is the only one that's in. That's crazy.
Brandon M is in.
Let's go to the history song here. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Hold on. Time
now.
out. Stand by.
Now.
Well, until you get it together, I'll keep reading some more.
I had about 7 windows pop up.
That's
Hold
right.
on.
Florida State. I want to discuss it. Well,
We're good.
We're good to go.
Hit us, Raff.
Now punting.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much of biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Here's some history with Nebraska, Colorado. Obviously, that game is nostalgic for a lot of different reasons. I remember in '94 when we were playing them, they had Cordell Stewart, the late Rashawn Salam, Heisman Trophy winner, and Michael Westbrook as wide receiver. And in our house that week, I was talking to Tyrone, that was talking to T. Williams, that was playing against Westbrook. He says, hey, D, I'm about, because that Southern night, I'm about to shut this boy down, man. Tired of everybody talking about Michael Westbrook. I'm about to shut this boy down. And he definitely put the clamps on Westbrook. Look at this, guys. From 1992 until 2000. 92 Nebraska win, 52-7. 93 21-7. 94 24-7. 95 44-21. 96 17-12. 97 27-24. 98 16-14. 99 33-30. 2000 34-32. And in 2001 is when that happened. Nick, I don't think you were born yet, were you?
Nope.
Yeah, you were not
Oh,
born.
boy, you missed out on that one.
62-36 they beat us. And that's when that's when everybody's talking about you got to get rid of Frank.
Did you see they're printing hats out in Boulder with that? It just says in gold 62 and then in white 36 on their hat, on the front of the hats. Wow. Guys, it's gonna be, I think, pretty intense this weekend.
It is. Well, think about this. Since 2001, Nick, it's been back and forth.
And I think a piece that people aren't really talking about is Colorado in their first home game with Dion. Emotions are going to be really, really high, right? Real high. The energy is probably going to be the greatest amount of energy in all of college football this weekend, right? And I think there's going to be a lot of I don't want to say, I'm not trying to say there's going to be a lot of fights. There's going to be a lot of jawing back and forth. And I think a thing that of this game that maybe is not being talked about, how does Nebraska respond to getting jawed at, to getting kind of, shoved at through the whistle? Are they going to match that physicality and basically what it is for Colorado, that swagger, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be able to match that up, or how are they going to respond? Because if Colorado sees Nebraska start to crumble when they're doing that, and when they're talking across the line, and when they're just, obviously getting in their face, and there's pieces of that in college football every single game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be heightened this week. And how does Nebraska respond from that? Because if Nebraska crumbles, Colorado is going to continue to do it, and Colorado is going to run away with this one. But if Nebraska can stand up and actually continue to not only play well, but also, hey, give some of that nastiness back. That's that mentality that Coach Rule's talking about, but also you're going to find yourself in that game.
Hey, well, I tell you what, because we're definitely going to talk a lot about that in the next segment. But I thought this was cool. Unknown texter 2366. I went to 4 games all over the country this week. Best teams in order that I saw: Florida State number 1, Penn State number 2, LSU 3, Louisville 4, Georgia Tech 5, Louisville 6, Minnesota 7, 8, Nebraska. Might be a long season. Dude, great pictures. You guys see that on the text line?
Sweet.
My man, I mean, dude, can I roll with you? I mean, goodness, you got some great shots from a lot of these venues. That's pretty cool. 4 games, 4 different venues, all over the country. So I love it. I love it. Thunder Not Collins says, you guys haven't heard? Colorado already went 12. Dion went coach of the year. Shador,
greatest team ever.
We're going to get into that when we come back. We'll give credit where credit's due, but again, it's a long season, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not hyping them up to be the recoming of Coach McCartney, and I'm sure not saying that we've gone to our grave yet. There's a lot of football to be played. And you know what? Even Clemson yesterday, losing to Duke was big, but you got 11 freaking games left, man. It's a long season. We got a long time to still talk about this. We're going to take a break, and we're coming back because it is that certain time of year for the Huskers. It's Nebraska versus the Buffaloes in Boulder. Saturday morning, 11 o'clock a.m. kickoff, Central Standard Time. We're right back. 9.7 a ticket.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering hot financing on all new compact tractors. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 84 months when you buy any new John Deere compact tractor. And with a variety of attachments, you'll make quick work of chores around your acreage. From mowing to grading and moving large loads, Acres has a John Deere tractor to handle your toughest projects. Don't delay. Visit your local Acres store to take advantage of this great offer. Acres, solutions for every field. Offer expires September 30th, 2023, subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Hot tub season is here, and to celebrate, Bonsall Pool & Spa is having a Labor Day sale so good that they're offering it for the whole week. Purchase a new High Life Collection or Limelight Collection spa and receive a free step and cover lifter from now until September 11th. Stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new spa today. It's the Labor Day sale from September 1st through the 11th at Bonsall Pool & Spa at 33rd and Highway 2 or at bonsallpool.com.
Where's the convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through September 13th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Plus, with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th. See Home Club for details.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bearschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels, and you're on to a great day at Bearshin Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today will see lots of sunshine and breezy conditions. Temperatures a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy. We'll of around 59. And tomorrow, more sunshine with some areas of smoky and hazy. Cool temperatures too, with a high of around 82. The meteorologist Kyle Puck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Nick is here. What'd you call him earlier? Yeah, get a name. He said a name. Can you hear Nick?
I said you look like a big swimming pool. You look like a big swimming pool over there. I called you Big Swim.
Big Swim. All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I ever coached you?
Don't hang that over my head.
Track record here.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KMTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into the drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. It is Buffalo week. We got T-minus, what do we got, 4 days? 4 days till kickoff? 5 days, 4 days, somewhere around there.
3 sleeps.
You leave on
Thursday.
You leave on Thursday, Nick, or do you leave on, when do you leave?
My flight leaves Omaha at 6:05 a.m. on Thursday. So I will be in I will land in Denver, I think, at 7:50 their time, which is 8:50 our time, I believe. So that means that no. Would that be 7:50 Denver time?
What
Which
time do
is-
you leave?
I leave at 6:05 a.m. from Omaha.
5:05 their time.
5:05 their time.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, because Colorado's an hour
back.
Yeah,
Mountain.
they're earlier.
So when I land at 7:50, it'll be 8:50 here.
Correct.
Okay, there you go. So that's the plan on Thursday, and then Jay flies in on Friday, and then he's picking me up from my hotel, and we're driving to Boulder. So,
Which is not a far drive from
Nope.
the airport there. Yes, big game coming up this weekend. Nick's going to be there. A whole bunch of the ticket crews can be yourself, Jay. DP will be there.
Yeah, me, Jay, DP, Jake, Rashawn and Terrell said that they're driving out there. So there's that. I think that's the chunk of them though. Carricker will be showing up, so we'll see.
Well, 2019 they beat us 31-34. 2018 they beat us 28-33. We did beat them in 2010 45-17, but this is all new coaches, all new players, all new different implications that are on this game. Let's first discuss. Go ahead.
One thing I was going to say, guys, that we didn't get to see in history. Do you guys know what happened 8 years ago today?
No idea.
Tanner Mangum of BYU
throws
a Hail Mary
Oh,
against
gosh,
Nebraska.
Yes.
Against Mike Riley and the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yeah. That was
I did
sick.
not want to hear that. Nick, come on now.
Yeah,
Gee,
that was,
Christmas.
That was
8
a
years
rough one.
ago.
That was a rough one because it was kind of payback for how we beat Northwestern in the same end zone. In fact, in the same end zone. A few years prior to that, so yeah, that was a rough one right there. I remember just watching that game. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Par for the course.
Got it down.
So Colorado does upset TCU on Saturday. Beat them. That game was an interesting game, entertaining game for a lot of different reasons. They won 45-42. They were not favored to win. They were favored to lose by 20. Of course, Shedeur Sanders, we've talked about, 510 yards, breaks a school record, sets a school record, if you would say, 510 yards, 14 touchdowns. The true freshman, Bailey, 14 carries, 164 yards, also had 100 yards receiving. I'm sorry, Edwards had 135 yards receiving. So did Weaver, so did Horn, of course, Hunter, who played over 100-something yards, 100-something plays, both offensively and defensively. Say what you want, but Hunter is a gamer. And the thing about it, if you see some of his basketball clips, the dude is also a heck of a basketball player. So, like I said, the hype coming in with Deion is going to bring that with him. Like I said, I have no disrespect. I'm rooting for him, not them. That's for sure. I want Deion to be successful, but I hope we hang 60 on him this weekend. Whether that happens or not, we don't know. We'll get into that later. But the hype, everything, I'm not surprised by any of the hype, guys, because that's what Deion brings. He's going to be prime time. He's been that way since he's at Florida State. I don't have a problem with it. There's some they rub him the wrong way. That's to each their own. They have their opinion on it. That's not for me to judge who does, who doesn't. I'm concerned about Nebraska. Very concerned about Nebraska with the speed on their skill positions was something to behold. What did you guys think about the speed part of it?
Man, go ahead, Raff. I'll let you go first.
And Raff, I'll say this: the amount of play, the clip, the amount of plays they ran so fast. They ran play after play after play after play. You add that in with the altitude. Before we go in there, Raff, what did you think overall, just as far as the skill positions of Colorado?
I mean, they're electric. They've got great receivers. They got a really good quarterback. They have their plan. They know who they are. So that's one of the things. I mean, the yards. I guess for me, how good was TCU's defense? I understand they were in the national championship game last year, but remember last year they were leaving that game, down 60 points or whatever they were. So, and they lost people to the NFL. I know they lost Tomlinson to the NFL, and I know they lost some of their other guys to the NFL. So I guess it's not the end of the world, scorched earth. Like, oh my goodness, they scored that much against TCU. Nebraska has no chance. That's not I don't have that perspective. If anything, I mean, I want Colorado. I want the entire nation, which the entire nation has done, is told, how great Colorado is, how great Shedeur Sanders is, how great they are. How I want them to hear that the entire week. I want them to make them think that they're God's gift to football. I want that. So when Nebraska comes in on Saturday, just maybe, maybe they're not as good as what is advertised, just for the fact that maybe TCU wasn't as good as what people thought they were. And then that, I'd say, advantage Nebraska, because all Nebraska is going to hear all week, and what they've already heard is there's no way. I mean, Keyshawn Johnson, he went on a rant, how Nebraska is just as terrible and the worst thing ever. Keep on telling Nebraska how bad they are. I mean, nothing gets a team more fired up than being told how terrible of a team they are and how they should be on the same field. So I'm down with it. I mean, keep it coming. Let Colorado know how great they are. Let Nebraska continue to tell them, they're not a good team. If that's, I want to hear it. Keep on telling them that, build that fire.
I think Nebraska's used to being discussed and used to being talked about in a way. Somebody watched back the Colorado TCU game, guys, and Coach Prime was talked about 56 times. Sonny Dykes was discussed 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, right. So you're going to have that, I don't want to say lack of discussion points around your team specifically. So be okay with that. I think accept that and understand that. I also think that when we're looking at this game, there's a lot of things that Nebraska didn't do against Minnesota that they're still going to have to do against Colorado. Nothing changes in that regard, right? Got to hold on to the ball and got to limit the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska didn't hold on to the ball. They had multiple turnovers against Minnesota. They have 0 or just 1, then they're probably winning that game against the Golden Gophers.
Mm-hmm.
However, same thing could be said this week, right? Control the ball, limit turnovers, limit penalties. You're going to find yourself in this game. Nothing changes on Nebraska's side. And that's what I think you got to say. Colorado's got a lot of weapons, and they have insane talent and speed, especially on the perimeter with guys like Travis Hunter and Dylan Edwards. But if you take care of what you need to take care of, unlike what you did last week, then you're going to be able to find yourself hopefully in this game, when it's coming down to the wire.
Mm-hmm. Two key things that stick out with the stats of TCU Colorado. First thing was TCU rushed for 262 yards. Okay, they had 37 rush attempts, average 7.1 rush per time. The key thing, the glaring thing is the 2 INTs, the 2 turnovers that will kill you. I was very impressed with Colorado's skill position players. I mean, those dudes, they know how to. And the thing about it, they know how to get open in spaces.
Yeah.
Whether it's a hook route or a deep route. You think there were 2 drop passes. Horn had one on the sideline that Shedeur dropped in perfectly. But it was only he was going to catch it. It was going to be out of bounds. The one that Hunter had, he would have dove. I mean, it was in his hands. He dove in the end zone. Didn't hold on to it shockingly. He also had an interception that he dropped. But the one he had was absolutely insane. And had the TCU student section was taunting him in end zone. Go on Hunter's side. Hunter said, "Okay, bet. Pick up, gone. INT." That thwarted that drive that could have changed one of the game. Saying all that to say this, man, I was impressed with Colorado. I leave all the hype out of it. Again, like I said, Deion's a heck of a coach. We know that. But it's one game. For Nebraska's loss, it's one game. I'm going to say this. For Clemson's loss, it's one game. I'll even say this. Now, first of all, Kelly shouldn't open his mouth and say we're going to beat the crap out of LSU. I'm sorry, out of Florida State, because that sure isn't heck happening. You rest assured that Florida State heard that. Like, really?
Yeah.
So this is basically like a home game for us in Orlando. But okay, so they're not out of it. So a lot of the teams that we didn't suspect to lose early, it's one game. It's one game. And if I'm rule, which I heard some things, which is kind of mentioned, look, you take all the pomp and circumstance out of it, because all they're going to hear, like we're going to hear, because they'll hear talking heads like us around the country, talking about Nebraska doesn't have a shot. You know what? Think about this. Now, these guys are too young to remember, okay, because they weren't around where all we heard all week. Now, granted, it's apples and oranges, but as an athlete, if you just keep hearing all week, think about this. That's what Colorado heard all week. All they heard was how much and, TCU, they played the national championship game last year. Your favorite to win by 20. You keep telling that to other athletes that are D1 schools just like you would hope that would register for their psyche, for their pride, for their wherewithal to say simply, look, we play football too. And Nick, to your point, now granted, we lost against Minnesota with 4 freaking turnovers.
Yeah.
And we lost by a walk-off field goal. You'll take 1 turnover away, and maybe that game's different. Well, it wasn't. A loss is a loss. It doesn't matter if it's by 1 or 2, you still lost the game. This thing with Nebraska, with Colorado, first of all, if Nebraska slows this game down, okay, if they slow the game down, and here's one thing, you must commit to an identity. And what I'm going to say right now, Colorado has not shown they can stop the run as far as that goes. They weren't deep. They didn't have the run. They gave up almost 400 yards. So actually they did. They gave up 541 yards total offense. And so it was a scoring explosion on both ends. Neither team showed any knack for defense whatsoever, okay? If Nebraska establishes a running game, not dabbles with it, not experiments with it, and sometimes when you establish a running game, you have to be willing to say, you know what? I'm going to take my medicine, but we're going to lean on those guys. Nebraska cannot afford to get in a shootout with anybody, and especially when you add in the altitude. Now, people can say it's not a factor all they want. Yes, it is.
Well, and that's why it's going to be even more important.
Got to slow the game down.
Just slow the game down, because not only is it going to help out the guys on offense and potentially lean on Colorado, it's also going to benefit your defense tremendously. You got to keep those guys, the unit that we all believe is going to be the best unit on Nebraska's team, the defensive side of the ball. You got to keep those guys off the field as long as possible, especially if they find themselves every time on the field staying with guys on deep routes, right? And exhausting their energy every single play with their athletes and their skill positions on the field that Colorado has. So for that, Nebraska against Minnesota, especially in the first half, I said it, they were lucky to be down 3-0 at half against Minnesota, not only because Nebraska's offense couldn't find answers, but Nebraska was asking a lot of their defense, and they stepped up, right? And that was without Nick Henrich or Jamari Butler.
And we're not going to have Robinson the first half of this game.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So you're expecting not to have Henrich or Jamari Butler in this game, or you don't have Ty Robinson in the first half of the Colorado game. You don't want for when Ty Robinson comes back in the game to be down 28-3. You don't want to be down 28-7, right? You can't allow that to happen. You got to figure out a way to have your offense help your defense, and they do that by sustaining drives.
They got to play complementary football.
They got to figure out a way to stay on the field longer than for 3 plays. You can't give your your defense just a minute break and then ask them to go out and hold these guys to another 3 and out or 2 to make them punt, right? It's just too much to ask, because the same exact thing as we're saying, where, hey, Nebraska wear down on these guys so that by the third quarter, it's like the party in the Red Sea and you're going to have holes that open up. Same thing for Colorado. If they're able to force Nebraska, or Nebraska, commits turnovers to where they're forced off the field, Colorado's going to be licking their chops, because by the third quarter, Nebraska's defense is going to be gassed.
We're going to get to some of these texts a little bit too. Raff, the biggest concern for me and Nick as well is Nebraska still doesn't have an identity.
Yep.
I said this before the season. I don't know what to expect from this team. I don't know what to expect from them right now. Will they commit to something? Because I haven't seen that yet. And obviously, it's one game. Each game, I think I'll have a better assessment a few games in. And you don't get an assessment by even 2 games in. But hopefully from week to week, they've had, like I said, they haven't played since Thursday, so they'll have at least 2 extra days of rest in their legs. But will we establish an identity in this game? Will we commit to something, which I don't know. And if you're going to try to sling the ball up and down the field, and I'm just calling it what it is, from what I've seen from Sims so far, I think the kid has the tools. He has the wherewithal, but that is not his strong suit, man, because
that's not his game.
No, it's not his game, man.
That's not his game. I mean, we were talking about even before we saw him play a game. We talked about it. If you have him with 4 or 5 wide, and that's not his game. You see what his strengths are. I mean, he's very mobile. So you use that mobility, but you want him. You don't want to put him in, where he's got to be. I mean, just say it, like reading defenses. We saw where they were open. We see, down by the end zone, you had the tight end open. He missed that. Just simplify it. I mean, he's got, like you said, he's got all the tools. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. It's just a matter now. It's simplify it just a little bit for him. Lean on that running game. I mean, that's the key. Once you start running the ball, and then you can get him in those play actions where you got those tight ends running down the field, that's where it's at. And I hope Nebraska, realizes that before it's too late. Plus, if you lean into the running game against Colorado, one of the things that we have not discussed yet is that new running clock rule is nuts. I mean, there's a possibility you can get through the first half and each team only have 2 possessions. I mean, that clock runs. It doesn't not stopping. It's crazy.
So how about this, guys? Here's the breakdown of the TCU. Since you brought up the commercials, Raff, breakdown of the TCU and Colorado broadcast. Okay, the game length was 3 hours and 36 minutes. They had 49 minutes and 27 seconds of ads, 25 commercial breaks throughout the football game. The first and second quarter had a stretch of 1 minute and 17 seconds on the game clock that had 9 minutes and 30 seconds of advertisements.
Wow. Well, with that new rule this year, they definitely, because the clock does not stop even after first downs. Right now, that clock is rolling the entire time.
Yeah, except for the 2 minutes at the second and
fourth quarter. And Chip Kelly did not hold anything back by saying how much he didn't like it.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do too. I appreciate it as well.
Here is what Matt Rule said about the environment that Nebraska is going to be playing in on Saturday.
Yeah. Again, I say it because this is exactly what I'm saying to the team. I'm saying, like, make it football, right? Like, all that's what it is, right? But it's still going to come down to blocking and tackling. And, I think they went down to TCU last week, and while everyone thought it was, going to be all this stuff, they played football. They went out there, they caught the ball, they played good football, and they won the game. So, like, we're just going to try to make it football. Like, we're lucky we had, unfortunately, the loss last week, but we had it was game 1 of the season, and the other team did a goal route. Like, how often does it happen on the first game of the year, right? So, like, we recognize every game we play in, every game the Nebraska Cornhuskers in is going to be a big game. And so for a team to do that in the first game of the year, it was really, really loud. I thought, Minnesota had a great student section. Obviously, a lot of our mistakes happened down in their student section, which was unfortunate for us. We have to learn from that. But last week happened maybe to prepare us for this week, or maybe prepare us for the future. But we'll be a significantly better team after these first 2 weeks of being on the road in these 2 environments when we come back home and then when we go on the road late in the year. But in terms of preparing for it, it's football. Like, if we can't lock in and just play football, then nothing I say will matter. It's the pregame pageantry, all that stuff. That'll all be over. It'll be football once the game kicks off.
Well, and that's exactly kind of what we were saying earlier. Is Nebraska, all the outside stuff, all the noise is great, right? And all the publicity for this game is great for Nebraska and for Colorado. You got to limit turnovers. You got to be disciplined, right?
You got to be. And you know what? I'm gonna say this with all the hype again, man. And maybe I'm just old school about it, but I'm telling you, man, all we heard was Miami was going to wear us out. We're not fast enough. Keyshawn Johnson said the same. There were Keyshawn Johnsons, and that didn't even shock me that Keyshawn Johnson said that's his boy, it's his guy. Nebraska's sorry and slow. Guess what we heard before we played Miami? Nebraska's sorry and slow. Nebraska's sorry and slow. We heard that when we played Colorado in '94 when they had Keyshawn. I'm not Keyshawn, but they had when Westbrook, Cordell Stewart, and Rashawn Salam, God rest his soul. Nebraska doesn't have enough stars to keep up with their stars. We heard that over and over. And Coach Osborne echoed the same things that Coach Rule said. He goes, guys, they have to play you. He goes, because when the ball is kicked off, all that means nothing. All that means nothing. And he wasn't using bulletin material. Coach Osborne didn't coach like that because he realized all that stuff is outside noise. And it's different. And I'll say it into these kids today, it's different because they have social media. So all they're hearing is prime time. All they're hearing is everything surrounding it, how athletic these guys are. What I'm telling my players to do this week, get away from the social media. I want you to focus on football. But guess what? No one on social media is going to be playing in that game in Boulder on Saturday morning. You've got to dial into this game right here. It's not going to be won on Prime Time's commercials. Listen, Prime is doing his thing. Good for Prime. But if I'm talking to my football team this week, fellas, the only time I want you worried about is an 11 a.m. Central Time kickoff in Boulder. That's all I want you focused on. All the rest of that stuff is noise. Saying it, doing are two different things. He's got to be a psychologist this week, man. Get those guys out of their own heads. Last week is done. Last year's done. When people say, well, if we would have had this quarterback or that quarterback, Casey Thompson doesn't go here anymore. Could we? What if, to me, I don't even consider that because I'm going to deal with the players I have at hand. So no player we could have had, should have had, that's irrelevant at this point. IGC's not playing. So next man up. So all these hypotheticals, no, football games are not one in hypotheticals. You play with the guys in your locker room and get them prepared. And if you're thinking about coulda, woulda, shoulda, your mind's not in the right place in the first place. Worry about who you have in that locker room. We'll talk more Colorado football when we come back, folks, more Nebraska football, because there is a big game. How does Nebraska's defense pair against this offense? And offensively, what do you have to do? We'll read some of your text messages as well, folks. It's The Drive 937 a ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and interests are available at global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Hot tub season is here, and to celebrate, Bonsall Pool and Spa is having a Labor Day sale so good that they're offering it for the whole week. Purchase a new High Life Collection or Limelight Collection spa and receive a free step and cover lifter from now until September 11th. Stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new spa today. It's the Labor Day sale from September 1st through the 11th at Bonsall Pool and Spa at 33rd and Highway 2 or at bonsallpool.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
If you have concerns about your drinking water, just call Bryant. If your water doesn't look right, smell right, or taste right, Bryant can help. If your water has high levels of iron, Bryant can help. If you're tired of foggy dishes and dingy clothes, Bryant can help. Whatever your home water needs are, Bryant is here with a solution to fit your needs. Be sure about your water. Just call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer. Usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Join us at this year's Ignite Lincoln 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th for an inspiring night of stories that spark change. Get your tickets at ignitelincoln.org. Don't miss this chance to be a part of something extraordinary.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today will see lots of sunshine and breezy conditions. Temperatures a little cooler today. We'll see high around 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, lows around 59. And tomorrow, more sunshine with some areas of smoky and hazy. Cool temperatures too, with a high of around 82. Meteorologist Kyle Puck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody. This segment of the show is proudly sponsored by Florio's Italian Restaurant and Grill, just south of Lincoln Southwest High School on 14th and Pine Lake Road. Florio's Italian Restaurant provides a cozy, family-friendly setting where good food and good company come together, whether it's a family dinner, a date night, or a catch-up with old friends. Florio's is the perfect place to make special memories. All you have to do is visit FloriosNE.com or call 402-423-5576 to make reservations or place takeout orders. Florio's, get there. Food, good, yum.
Nick and Raff, what are you doing if you are offense? If you're not Dominic Raiola, if you're Coach Raiola right now
for offensive line,
how are you preparing your O-line? Because we still got some issues to fix. They weren't as glaring at Minnesota, but we'd be foolish to say they're not. What are you telling your O-line? Because you definitely have them a size advantage. What are you guys both telling your offensive line this week?
I think you just got to be consistent with your message, right? Be like the message that you've been preaching all off season, that you want to have this mental toughness and this tenacity throughout, on both sides of the ball, but frankly, strictly on your offensive line specifically. I mean, you got to be consistent with that message this week, I think, more than even last week, because that's going to be the way. As we know, Nebraska's offense is not going to be able to run a track meet with Colorado. So you got to be consistent with your message that if you can get to that point where you're averaging over 4 yards per carry, over 4.5 yards per carry, and you eventually break one for 60 or 70 yards, then I think you did your job for the most part. But you have to be consistent with that message if you're Raiola.
I think also too, you also got to keep on preaching fundamentals. Got to have good feet. So keep on working your fundamentals. Stay with that, and then also too, communication. And I think the communication part that will get better in game 2 because they've got it. They've got a game under their belt. Coach Rule in his press conference had stated that. I think 1 or 2 of the sacks, I can't remember if he said 1 or 2, but he said it was because of communication error between some offensive linemen and maybe, the backs in coverage. So you have that game under your belt now. You played against it at an opposing school with the opposing crowds. So you have that under your belt. So fundamentals, communication, footwork. That's what I would be harping on all this week.
It's the same starting five as last week, according to the depth chart. Turner Corcoran, Ethan Piper, Ben Scott, Nuri Nuili, and Bryce Benhart from left to right. So same starting five.
Repeat that again, please.
So left tackle, Turner Corcoran, Ethan Piper at left guard, Ben Scott at center, Nuri Nuili at right guard, and Bryce Benhart at right tackle.
You know what, fellas, what you're saying is spot on. We got to play disciplined as well. It's place is going to be very loud. And
No
Craig
false
says,
starts.
that's what Craig said. No false start, stadium stairs. Absolutely. And before we leave Colorado, so that altitude hits you. What I'm preaching to my old line, man, it's just, fellas, it's just a 1-2 game. I mean, we can get all the schematics we want to, but at the end of the day, Raff and Nick, to the listeners out there, you just got to want to. You know, that's what it comes down to. You just got to make a decision in your heart, in your mind, and preach that all week. Guys, this is a want-to game. You want to. And when you want to do something bad enough, you know, you can think, well, the errors get away. No, want to, but with discipline. Want to with discipline. You outweigh these guys across the line of scrimmage. Now it's just imposing your will. And the thing about it, fellas, we'll find out. Like I said, for me, I don't know what to expect from this team still. I can call their record now. They're 0-1 because that's what's in front of me. But a week ago this time, I'll tell you what I was going to see because I didn't know. I still don't know what this team's made of. Because I tell you right now, if I'm here, someone's going to beat me or we're slow, we're sorry, we're slow. Man, eventually you got to just say, you know what? It's kind of like in that old movie, man. It's an old saying. You know what? Eventually, you got to start. This guy, this boxer's in the boxing ring. He goes, eventually, you got to start wanting to fight. Eventually, a boxing match has to take out. You eventually got to say, you know what? I'm tired of being stepped on. This offensive line, I've heard for the past 2 or 3 years how bad they are. All right. Eventually, that should kick in. And if I'm Raiola, these guys know what they're supposed to do. They know the fun. Guys, either you want to do this or not. And I don't know what the score is going to show, but if you can look yourself in the mirror at halftime and at the end of that game and say, you know what? I left nothing on that field. Let the chips fall where they may. But all this hype and pomp and circumstance, guys, it's football. It's 50 yards wide. It's 100 yards long. Either you want to win this game, impose your will, or you don't. That's the bottom line.
Here's this. I mean, Husker Armory says, what about false starts if they're not going to call them? I think Nebraska's got to get out of this mindset.
You can't worry about the refs are doing.
Yeah, you got to take.
You can't worry about that,
right? Because guys, also let's be honest, Nebraska could have got called for a couple things last weekend too. And Minnesota
we had a wide open pass and interference from that guy.
So there's ways that Nebraska needs to just stop worrying about all the other things outside of their control and control what they can control. As cliche and as generalized as that sounds, you got to just figure out ways to persevere through that. Nebraska's margin for error. The moment that Nebraska starts to have the ability to, say, hey, our margin of error is a little bit wider than it used to be, that's when they're going to start winning games, right? Because right now, Nebraska's margin for error is so
very
slim,
small, minuscule,
so slim that if one bad thing goes, or one bad thing happens, it's off the rails, and they're gone, they're done. But the
they're
moment
mentally fragile at this point.
Yes, and so that's the thing is, I think there was a lot of Husker fans, unfortunately, that after Minnesota scored that last second touchdown, you felt, oh, Nebraska's not winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
They got to figure out a way. It's easy to blame the refs. It's easy to go back and find missed false starts and missed pass interference.
The refs didn't make you throw 3 interceptions and fumble the
football.
But
they need to figure out. Nobody's talking about how bad the refs were if you win the game.
Absolutely.
Nobody in Minnesota's talking about, oh, man, they should have called that pass interference against Nebraska.
Thunder Not Collins, and you're spot on to your point, Nick. He goes, they need to put themselves in a position where the refs don't dictate the outcome. Exactly.
Yes.
Listen, Coach Osborne, to this day, that I've been around, has never mentioned the horrible calls against Florida State. Never. Because you know what? We make mistakes too. You win. You don't think about those things.
No.
Nobody
in Minnesota's going, man, the refs were so bad last week. No, they're 1-0.
You put the that's what you said, Craig. Thunder Collins. You don't put the refs in those positions to dictate the outcome of a game. If you just play disciplined football, you guys think about this, man. The penalty, the interception hurt, of course. We threw that right before halftime. But the offsides penalty hurt too because it took us back. So if you don't put yourselves in bad, precarious situations, you minimize some of those bad plays, some of those bad. At least I would hope it would minimize some of those bad throws. But you can't play hoping the refs calls a game.
Yeah.
Play disciplined football. So my lesson to this offense, my preaching to this offensive line all week long, you just got to want. This is want-to football. And if you know what, if I'm seeing you getting beat consecutive times, I'm gonna find somebody that wants to play. I'm gonna find someone that's gonna play discipline. I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna put their opponent on their backside. Now, you're not going to play mistake-free, although we'd like that. That's utopian football. But I can't see guys just blowing assignments, somebody going right back them and just putting their ear hole right in Sims' ear hole. So from the offensive line perspective, and we'll go further this week with, D-line, special teams, schedule this week as the game comes up. But my message to the O-line, this is just want-to football. Bottom line.
Yeah. And you're going to be told all week, how great, the offense of Colorado is. You're going to hear this all week. I mean, stoke the fires. I mean, use it. I mean, you're going to be questioned, and you've already heard it. Like going back to Keyshawn again. You're going to hear this the entire week. Use it as motivation. You're being questioned. You're being questioned as a football player, as a team.
They're checking to me, and Raff, you know what you're saying? You're spot on. They're testing your manhood. They are, and the way that you prove, the way you change the narrative, you do it on the football field.
Yeah.
All this jaw jacking ain't gonna do nothing. And to your point, unknown texter, yes, don't worry. Stop worrying about the refs. Just play football. If you win, you don't got to worry about the refs. If you don't jump off sides, you don't have to worry about the refs. If they don't call what the other team's doing, that has nothing to do with you. That should not change your mindset of the game. No one's getting hosed. Win the freaking game. Don't jump off sides. Don't fumble. Don't throw interceptions. Football is not a complicated game unless you get caught up with the complications of the talking heads, the microphones, and social media. Play discipline.
But it was a false start, though.
I'm not even getting into it. You don't throw 3 interceptions and fumble the ball. I can care less.
Well, no, I'm just saying that it was a false start. I mean, you saw that.
According to the rules, that one was not. According to in a 2-point here, we could talk about this. So
yes.
According to NFL operations rule book, if when you're in a 2-point stance, you can kick back your back foot prior to the snap. When you're in a 2-point stance, when you're in a 3-point stance, you cannot. So that guy on the left tackle was in a 2-point stance, and he did the kickback. Lane Johnson from the Eagles does it all the time.
Now you said NFL rule book. Did we check the college one too?
I understand that, and that's what I was going to say. Is that now we're starting to see it creep into the college game. So that's where they're going to have to decide if they want to make it either illegal, and make it a false start at the college game, or make it not a false start at the college game, but then allow it at the NFL level, right? Because now guys are going to start to see that and start to it's absolutely right. It's a false start. It's a false start. But according to the NFL rule and the operations rule book, the kickback is allowed. And so we see Lane Johnson, we see other guys do it all the time.
See, you know what, though? And both you guys great points, but you know what? I can give a rat's tail about that because that's not your control.
I'm the same way.
What is your control? Is saying jumping off sides, not throwing interceptions, make your blocks, make your tackles. I don't care about that stuff. Do what you can control. Because Nebraska football can't worry about what refs are calling or not calling. Control your controllables. Yeah. I'm not worried about what the refs are not calling. If you take care of business, they become irrelevant.
I totally.
What he didn't. You didn't have to throw the ball away 3 times, fumble it in the clutch, jump off sides at the 1 freaking yard line. That's what you got to worry about. And if I'm on players, don't worry about the stripes.
Yep. Hey, I got a question for you, AD. I got a question for you. I totally agree. I totally agree with everything you've said. Totally agree. Did the referees take a national championship away from you?
I'm not talking about right now.
I'm joking with you. I'm joking with you, AD.
Even in that, though, we still had a chance to win the game at the end.
I hear you.
We still had a chance to win at the end. It sucks, Raff. No doubt about it. It sucks. But if people become more concerned about the refs, it's a lost cause. Because then you're playing waiting for the refs to make a call instead of you dictating the game by disciplined, fundamental physical football. Don't worry about the freaking refs. That's their problem right now.
I agree with you.
All right, so we got to go to break. We're very late. Here we go.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM first. 93.7 a ticket. This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 the ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket, proudly sponsored by Sandhills Global. Sandhills Global is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Career and internship opportunities are available at the global headquarters in Lincoln. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. Got it. Boom.
Let's get to Raff's good take here. We got to go somewhat quick here.
It's time for Raff's good take. It's time for Raff's good take. It's time for Raff's good take right now.
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's good take goes out to the Nebraska State Fair. And big thanks to everybody. Made it successful. to all those security guards that spend every hour of the day out there making sure everybody's safe and all that good stuff. Thank you. All the workers, thank you. It's been fun. It's been great. Grand Island, it's time to go now, though. So that's Raff's good take.
There you go. Hey, Aaron, spot on, my man. I saw your text. You're spot on. It's fundamentals, man. Fundamentals. Folks, it's a big game coming up this week. We know that. We talk about that all week. I can't wait, man, because, like, again, it is football season, and I am pumped for all of this to take place. And I'm trying to bring up my notes here so I can read this, Nick. Give me 1 second on that. Raff, what time are you rolling out today while I get this up?
I'm heading out right now. Once this show's over, I got to go pick up that trailer, and I'm on my way.
Nice. The 80 Attitude Adjustment is sponsored by Integrated Life Choices. ILC is hiring for direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska. Full-time, part-time days, evenings, and weekends. Help ensure a meaningful life for the people you support and helping to achieve their hopes and dreams. Apply at ILC.net/careers. Folks, today's 80 Attitude Adjuster is this. Struggling is not failing. Struggling is not failing. Struggling means you're still fighting. Struggling means you're still pushing forward. Struggling means sometimes you're just in place. You're still moving, but you're not making any progress, but you're still going. Struggling is not failing. Quitting is failing because that means you've stopped struggling. You've stopped moving. You've stopped strategizing and figure out to get it done. Struggle if you must. Folks, I struggle daily. All of us, we're honest with ourselves. We all struggle. The key thing is it's not failing, so struggle forward. 80 Attitude Adjustment. Raff, take us home, my man.
All right, everybody. It's been another great show. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. I'll be back in studio. Everyone have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Big Money. That's spot on. Big Money. I saw that. Appreciate y'all.